We could do anything. But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?
Howdy, folks. So today's topic, what we want to talk about is something that is pretty fundamental to ultimately how we bet with OddsJam, how we actually go out and do profitable betting. But it's going to start with an understanding of why everybody basically bets the wrong way. And it starts in everything that underlies this. And you can look at this because this is true in the stock markets as well. But there's a concept called the efficient market hypothesis. And what that means is that all of the available information is baked into the price of a security, a stock, or in this case, a sports bet. And anything that you might know under most circumstances, unless you have insider information, which is why in the financial markets, this is illegal. But if you have the same information to work with as everybody else, the efficient market hypothesis says it's already baked into the price. It's already baked into the price. It's already incorporated at the appropriate level because of the actors buying and selling that particular security, or in the case of sports betting, buying or selling sports picks or picking on opposite sides of a particular wager. So let's illustrate this a little bit more. So let's jump into a screen here, and we're going to look at just DraftKings. I'm not logged in. We're not going to place any bets, but we're just looking at the DraftKings homepage or game lines page for some NBA basketball. And we can go in, we'll look at the Lakers game for tonight, Lakers in Golden State. There's a lot going on. And what a typical person would do, and they might look for some same game parlays or some bonuses or what have you. But what a lot of folks do is say, based on my information, based on my feeling, based on what I know about the Lakers or Golden State or some, whether they're wearing which jersey or whether it's a night game or a day game or injury reports or what have you, they're going to say, you know what? I think the Lakers are going to win today. And I'm going to love the Lakers plus 6.5. You'll hear everybody talk about, oh, we like the Lakers and we'll take those points and we'll have Lakers plus 6.5 and we'll be ready to roll. And then they'll be like, no, mine goes to plus 6 or plus 5. And they're like, I still like the Lakers. I don't really care about the price so much. This is at its core why it always feels like you lose. Because if we understand that the efficient market hypothesis states that anything you know is already baked into the price. So the fact that you like the Lakers, it's, I guess, information. But a lot of people like the Lakers. A lot of people like Golden State. But the market has determined that the fair price is somewhere in the neighborhood of the Lakers plus 6.5. Okay. Well, that may or may not be true, but it's what the market has decided. Now, typical bettor, you're going to say, well, I'm going to go with the Lakers anyway because I got this feeling. And you know what? You'll probably be right a little bit less than half the time. And maybe half the time, maybe a little bit more than half the time, but probably not enough to overcome the house advantage or the VIG that they're going to charge you on both sides of this, because both sides are paying $11 to win $10 or $110 to win $100. And you had better be so knowledgeable that you can overcome that. And there are people who can do that, but it's probably not you. It's certainly not me, based on my knowledge of the Lakers or Golden State or what have you. And for a long time, I'm like, well, that just dooms me to never being able to be a profitable sports bettor. So wrong I was, because this is the wrong way for everybody to be betting. Nearly everybody should not even be thinking about the side first. They should be looking at the markets. They should be saying, hey, are there inefficiencies in the markets themselves that when coupled with the efficient market hypothesis, we might find differentials that who cares what we think is going to happen? The market is saying what it thinks is going to happen, and we're finding prices that are so far outside of that that they become valuable to play. So that's what we're going to see with OddsJam. That's how we do that. But when we're talking about the Lakers and the Warriors, for example, right? If we were approaching it not from, hey, I feel like this team is due or this team is likely to win this bet or their injury report or whatever, all that information's baked in. What we're doing, though, it's even worse than just being benign, just being a coin flip or a 50-50 situation. The reason why it feels like you always lose every time you have a read on a game, it's because a whole bunch of people have that read as well. And what's happening is that you have some percentage of all of the available information, but you don't have all of the available information, but no individual has all the available information. All you got is the market price, right? All you have is what the bet's being offered at. But all of that information is whittled down into this bet. Well, what happens when you say, I think the Lakers are going to get with those 6.5 points? That is the play to have. What you're doing now is you're taking a subset of the information and you are overweighting it. You are actually putting too much emphasis on that information and effectively then betting the wrong side, because you're saying this information that I have, I'm going to overvalue it against the market. And because you like the Lakers, you're going to take the Lakers with an overweight on information that's already been baked into the price. So you're going to take the wrong side. This is actually a mathematical reason why you should actually do what you think you should do, and then do the opposite is probably a better bet a lot of the time, because anything that you would rationally conclude by figuring out which side you want to bet first, you're probably going to make a similar mistake that most people are making when they're placing these bets. So what do? Well, the first thing that we can do is we can say, okay, well, we like the Lakers. Maybe we really want to cheer for the Lakers or what have you. There's a couple steps here that you can do. One is you can look at the OddsJam Sportsbook screen and you could say, okay, well, we have this Los Angeles Lakers, Golden State Warriors. We can see that in some cases, there's at least some lines out there that are 6.5 if we're taking Golden State, but at least we can get +7 on the Lakers, which DraftKings is just +6.5, and these are updating live. And so at least, if nothing else, get the extra half point, get the hook that you can at least go bet at Caesars, and you'll be slightly better off because you'll get that a little bit extra if you really want to bet the Lakers. So that's kind of step one. Step one is using lines, using tools like the OddsJam screen, because at least getting the best price on a wager you want to make is a step in the right direction of using some math to help drive your sports betting. However, I don't actually think that's a very good approach long-term if you want to make money sports betting, because what you really need to be thinking about is where are there deviations in the market that are so far removed from what the market has said it is that there's opportunities to make plays that are positive expected value. So when we go, and now we don't have a particular play on that Lakers game right now, but if we go to the positive expected value page on OddsJam, we can see that there's bets that come in that are in that case where there is an outlier. So in this case, this is a good little example where we have Birmingham City and Sheffield United on a upcoming soccer match, and we can see that the no-vig odds are +190, which means that's the point where the odds become profitable if we can get that on either side. So -190 on the over 0.5 or above +190 on the under 0.5. And in this case, we can go to FanDuel and actually place this bet with an expected return of 2.67%, because all it's saying is that the OddsJam algorithm has assessed the market in such a way that it determined that the true market clearing price, that market efficient market hypothesis price, where you can start making money, is ±190.24, depending on which side of the bet you want. So in this case, we don't need to know anything about the sides or the injury reports or how the team has been trending or any of that information. It's all baked into the price. It's irrelevant for the bets we should be making. And this is where, when I do my live streams, I'm not talking about the sports. I'm not talking about the players. I'm not talking about the injuries. Baked into the price. Efficient market hypothesis. It's all baked in. So really what you want to do is use the data to inform how you are making the choice of which bet to make or which markets to bet in or what have you, because that is what will drive profits. This bet is in the long term. Now, we don't know what's going to happen in this particular game. All we know is that the math is telling us that over time, on average, this bet and bets like it will make 2.67% return on the under 0.5 goals when these circumstances occur. This bet could be a great bet and lose, because They got to go play the game. But mathematically, in an efficient market hypothesis situation, you now can understand why by going out to FanDuel and say, hey, I'll take plus 198. I could only get plus 185 at Pinnacle. Pinnacle, that's not going to be a positive EV bet. You don't have to understand all the math underneath it. We're going to have plenty of videos where we're talking about the math, where we're talking about no vig odds, where we're talking about all the complexities. But if you want to today have a better chance at making money, don't go bet the Lakers plus 6.5 at DraftKings. Step one, at least go bet Lakers plus 7 at Caesars. That's a slightly better move, but even better, don't bet that game at all. Wait until you have positive EV plays that tell you, hey, there is a mathematical advantage based on the efficient market hypothesis, based on the prices that are actually being offered at these individual sports books, so that you can now go and make that bet with confidence that the math is in your favor. Wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if you could go to a casino and sit down at a blackjack table and know that you have the mathematical advantage in that game? Wouldn't it be nice to be like the casino where they know anyone who sits down, as long as they can chase away those card counters, anyone who sits down, they have a mathematical advantage over and they are going to win. With OddsJam, you can do that too in sports betting, and it is glorious. So hopefully you learned this little bit about the efficient market hypothesis. There's a lot to all of this. So try to take it in small chunks. We're going to have a lot of videos. I'm trying to shoot for about 10 minutes, give or take, on all of them to cover little bits and pieces. We'll keep going over similar topics. We'll bring it different perspectives. But then when you want to get into the deeper stuff, or you want to see how this actually applies to the bets being made, I live stream 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. Central Time, and show you placing the bets, show you how I actually put this to work for my own betting. And that's why I'm doing this content, is to help you understand how you can do this for your own betting too. So with that, we'll call it on this video, and check out my other videos. You're going to learn a lot, and you're going to make a lot of money betting with OddsJam. Thank you so much.
What you gonna do for it? How you gonna